today we're at the climbing gym, and I'm going to try to do the easiest one in the gym, and I probably won't do it. The end.
Okay, so today we are going to be doing the new wall. Essentially, you come in and they have like, usually it's around 3 or 4 new problems, new boulder problems for each of the difficulties, like beginner, super beginner, intermediate, that's me, and then advanced, which is the shit that I don't even look at because honestly, I don't even know where to begin. Then I essentially try to see how many could I do, and on top of that, how fast can I do them in terms of number of attempts. 1 attempt, which we call a flash, 10, 15, 20 attempts, which is a lot, or maybe you don't get it at all. You tried all day and it beat you. You couldn't do it. The day that I can do all of them, and I can do all of them in one try, that'll be a good indication that like, hey, maybe it's time to up the ante and progress to the next difficulty level. And your hands all on one hold. We're off to a complicated start. Okay, so that's good. That was 1 attempt. That's a flash. Shazam! I don't know what's happening. This is gonna be a lot of ass. A lot of like glute. Two flashes.
Wow. Are you the flash?
Do I throw chairs at women's heads in Hawaii? No. I have to do a toe hook. That's when you like hook your foot in the wall, getting your leg up, using your glutes, all that weird stuff. That's fun. Was tough. The handholds suck. Everything's like this big, smooth thing. It's not like you can just grip something and grab it. You're holding everything like this. It's kind of like trying to climb, but you're holding onto like watermelons. They're just like these big, smooth things. Like every single like pound of force you have in terms of friction, like you really need it. That's why even things like chalk can make a big difference. So that's 3 out of 4 so far. I've never done 4 for 4 with all of them being a first attempt, a flash. So if I can, that'd be pretty cool. Of course, I've completely jinxed myself now. Fuck! No!
You jinxed it.
Yeah. This is actually coincidentally the hardest one, I can tell. That move where you have to just kind of like leap, and then just this ballerina kick to this.
Oh, did you hurt yourself?
It feels like imagine your fingertips are in a vice and there's like 200 pounds just... Even though I'm starting to figure out the technique with each successive attempt, I am also simultaneously getting a lot more tired and the fingers are getting weaker. If you actually go in and look closely on these holds, they just suck ass. These things, some of these holds, it feels like you can maybe get like the very tips of your fingertips on them. And unfortunately, after what felt like half an hour of non-stop attempts and me banging my head against the wall, I did not get this one. I know, it sucks. How could, I got 3 flashes in a row, and then on this last one, which is supposedly a somewhat similar difficulty, I didn't get it at all. And it kind of felt, it sucked. That is, of course, until I came back the next day and beat the shit out of this on my first fucking attempt. That's right, you piece of shit wall. Suck my fucking dick. RP8. Yeah. Easy. 2 more in the tank.
That little butt.
What?
Look at that little butt.
I was telling her, we were playing yesterday, I was playing Bloodborne on PS4 for the first time, never played it before. And there was like this overly complicated character creation at the beginning of the game. And they had so many different like customizations. For the body was burly, but not just burly, they had lower and upper body burly. So Jordan was saying I'm upper body burly.
And the quads. And those
What you said? What was that?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never
Upper body burly, lower body slim. I prefer streamlined, actually. That's good. Surprising how much of a pump you can get with just one exercise. Just 4 sets.
6 hours later.
Who cares?
Show me.
Whatever. Oh. Apparently, even if it's a light line, that is a positive line. So, fuck! Yeah, so, I got COVID last week. Jordan and I actually got it pretty much around the same time. I think I caught it from her, or she got it from me, I'm not sure. But for her, miraculously, it was like the easiest thing ever. I mean, she completely beat it in like 3 days, and even then, it never really got above that of like a regular cold in terms of severity level. Whereas for me, that's clearly not the case because I'm now pretty much like a week into, since I got it, into my recovery, and I'm only now finally starting to kind of get back to normal. Yeah, this thing, guys, for me is no joke. Like the first 1 to 3 days, there was no other like symptom. I had no coughing, no like trouble breathing, none of that stuff. I just had a really bad fever, like one of probably the highest fevers I've ever had in my life. It got as high as 39.2 Celsius, which is like a little bit under 103 Fahrenheit, if I remember correctly. Which is pretty damn high. Like, we at one point, we actually kind of started getting a little freaked out. So we called, we have this thing here in Ontario, Canada. It's kind of like this like medical hotline. You call it like telehealth. And the nurse on the other side said like 39.4 is like the cutoff where we start to get kind of concerned. And I was at 39.2, so it's like, I'm not there, but I'm not exactly that far away from it. Either. Then I started getting to like other symptoms where I started coughing, like, a fair amount more, lethargy, chills, really, really bad night sweats, like to the point where I would just wake up just drenched. I had to change my bed sheets pretty much like twice a day, every day this week. My washing machine is just going non-stop because I just sweat through it all the time. Only now, I'm on like day 6 of my recovery, technically, am I finally getting sort of back to normal. Today was the first time that I did anything like actually physically activity related, and even that was just, you know, gradual, gentle walking on a slight incline on the treadmill, which even then kind of kicked my ass a lot more than it normally would, which means that I don't even know what the hell gym training is going to be, because if like incline walking was hard, what the hell is going to happen when I try to actually get under a barbell or something? So I might give myself a few more days before I actually legit get back into the gym. So yeah, overall, kind of sucks. Not the best week. And if you guys are wondering, yes, I am vaccinated. I only got 2 vaccines. I don't have like the booster or the quadruple booster or whatever number they're on now. I've lost count. So I guess maybe it could have been worse. Although I've also heard that the vaccine efficacy in terms of like symptom mitigation wanes over time. Considering I got my second vax like back in June of 2021, it's been almost a year. Maybe at this point it does nothing. I don't know. I think kind of ironically, despite me being probably the fittest person I know in my life for my family and friends, I was also the person that got hit the hardest with COVID from everyone that I know that got it. Great. So, guys, seeing as now we are 12 weeks out, it's funny, this is actually what a lot of people out there do as their actual contest prep. Like, for example, Christian Guzman, he's kind of like in the middle or towards the end of summer shredding, which for him is only 90 days. That's pretty much where I am at right now. Because in the past, I've always known that I am not that fast at fat loss. I wish I was, I am not. I've always preemptively determined that I need to diet way longer than a lot of other people out there. I've never been the guy who can do like 8-week, 2-month shreds. That's not a thing. That's why this time around I gave myself as much as like 19, 20 weeks in total, despite the fact that I was actually at a relatively lean starting point. So that's pretty much the main piece of good news from this entire video. So what you guys are looking at right now, this is going to be 2015, this blue line, I believe it's blue, is my 2015 competition prep. Now, we can also compare this against 2016, 2017, 2019, my most recent competition prep, and this year, or at least this year so far. And right off the bat, one of the benefits that we have is that despite the fact that fat loss hasn't been as fast as I'd like it to be, or as it has been in prior years, I am still very much ahead of where I have been in prior competition preps. I'm still the leanest at this point in time, around 90 days out, give or take, more so than every year prior, apart from 2015. So this is very good. Now, there's still a bit of a problem, and that is the actual speed or the trajectory. Because if you plot a line, you just do a basic linear trajectory, you will notice that if we just plot this all the way through, into the future, the estimation is that it's not going to be anywhere near enough what I need it to be. I'm not going to be lean enough. I'm not going to be light enough in body weight. Overall, it's like, yeah, you're ahead of schedule right now, but you're not really moving that fast. Essentially, I went into it really underestimating what I need to do because I overestimated how much body fat I have and how easy this is going to be. I'm not making that mistake anymore, and that's actually the next thing that I need to talk about. But I don't think I want to do that in this video because this is already long enough, and I don't want to turn this into a 40-minute crazy long rant. So that's why I'm going to leave it for the next video, which should be out in a day or two. This is going to be my overall updated strategy. I'm going to walk you guys through everything. Most importantly, we got the macros, the training, the cardio, a brand new supplement. I know, it's kind of weird. A brand new fat loss supplement that I have never taken before. And I know that a lot of you guys are thinking like, what the hell are you talking about? Aren't fat burners bullshit? Well, actually, in 95% of situations, the answer is yes, except potentially for this one. It's time to get a lot more serious. It's time to get into phase 2 of the diet. And honestly, it's something I should have done from day one, if I'm being perfectly blunt and honest with myself. Either way, guys, that's about it. This last week has really not been that great. COVID has really kicked my ass, but I think I am going to beat it. I don't think I'm going to be one of the unlucky few who gets long COVID and is out for weeks or months at a time. And look out for this video coming really soon. I'm actually going to film it tomorrow, so it should be up Thursday, Friday at the very latest. And usually I say that and don't upload for like 2 weeks, but this time I promise that's not the case.